Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's virtual lesson on the basic rules of subject-verb agreement. I'm Lerma Tokias, one of your instructors for this session, so I hope we're all ready to dive into some exciting learning. So, why is it important to learn the basic rules of the subject-verb agreement? Of course, because we are learning the English grammar. So, just how rules is important in our life, subject verb agreement rules is actually important in the English language to have an organized and systematic way, whether in our life, in our daily conversations, communications, or in writing. So, for today, we will tackle two rules of the subject verb agreement, highlighting the rule number 6 and the rule number 7. So at the end of the lesson, you should be able to figure out sentences to identify subject-verb agreement errors. And second, apply the subject-verb agreement rules in various contexts through exercises and examples. And last, you'll be able to recognize the importance of proper grammar in conveying meaning effectively. So, before we discuss the subject-verb agreement rules, let's check your understanding on the subject and how they must agree with the verbs in the sentence. So, what is subject-verb agreement? It is the means that the subject, which is the person or the thing doing the action, and the verb, which is the action word in a sentence, must be singular or both be plural. So always keep in mind that the sentence subject is the main actor and the verb is what the subject is doing. So for example, the dog sleeps. Wherein we can say that the dog is the subject and the action word sleep is the verb. So now let's proceed to the rule number 6 by reading this example. So 10 years is not considered optimum to go on the water slide. Also, 1,267 kilometers is too long for us to travel in a half day. So, do you think this sentence is correct? Yes, of course it is correct because according to the rule number 6, time measurements in money, the sentence can be plural or singular. If you focus your sentence in the total amount, use a singular verb. And if you focus your sentence on multiple units, use plural verb. So sometimes it's actually difficult to tell whether to use a singular or plural verb. But there is an easy way to figure it out. Just think about your sentence as the answer to a question. So if you get your answer, you can ask questions like how much, how big, how small, and how long, used in a singular verb. So these questions suggest a total amount. So if you ask the question, how many, use plural verb because this question suggests multiple units. So for example, $10 is the cost of the cake. This is actually one example of the singular verb that suggests a total amount. So next is, there are only $2 in my wallet. So these are the examples of the plural verb which suggest a multiple units. And that is actually the rule number 6 about time measurement in money. Now let's proceed to the 7th rule. So let's see these examples with mathematics, physics, missiles, news, and the like are nouns that actually ends with s but are not considered plural. So these nouns require singular verbs. Let's read the example. Mathematics is my favorite subject. Physics is a difficult subject. We are following the news. So if you are not sure whether or not the word that ends with s is singular, you should try speaking them out loud with s at the end. So for example, physics, mathematic, missile, new. Are there such words as these examples? Of course there aren't. So If it doesn't make sense, it's probably wrong. So always be mindful and study the subject carefully. So another is we have the example scissor, short, tweezer, trousers, and the like are always considered plural. So for example, I bought a pair of shoes. He used to wear glasses. The trousers are dirty. I need to wash them. So these things always come in pair, so you should always use plural form of the verb when they are used as a subject. So that's actually the seventh rule. So always keep in mind that failure to analyze the subject will lead to the wrong usage of the subject form. So are there any questions or clarifications? Okay, none. So now let's test your understanding with a few quick evaluation questions. I'll ask a question and I want you to pause the video to think about your answer. So ready? Here is our first question. And the second question, our third, the fourth question, sentence rather, and the fifth sentence. So I am going to give you a minute to answer the question carefully, the answer question carefully. So here is the correct answer. So economic is your favorite subject. So the wrong answer, the correct answer is A, which is the economic. You should put economics. Next, 10 pounds of chocolate is too much to eat at once. This sentence is actually has no error. This sentence is a correct sentence. Now, 13 feet of kite string tangled very easily. So the sentence is actually right. No error. Next is the police has been looking for the culprit. The next sentence is all actually correct also. So that's it for today. So excellent everyone. You were able to answer the question. So let me remind you again our rule number 6 and rule number 7 in the rules of the subject verb agreement, which is the time measurement in money and plural by default. So exploring rules actually help us improve our understanding of the English subject verb agreement. And you can be able to write clearer, more grammatically correct sentences. So that's all for today. Thank you.